Under the warm glow of a golden sunrise, in the heart of a lively forest, lived a young peacock named Pavo. Pavo was famous for his magnificent feathers, shimmering blues, sparkling greens, and dazzling golds that reflected sunlight like tiny stars. Every creature in the forest admired him, and whenever he opened his tail, the clearing would light up with gasps of wonder. But Pavo had one problem. He didn't see what everyone else saw. Each time he looked at his reflection in the glistening lake, he sighed deeply. "These feathers are so heavy," he whispered to himself. "I wish I were different. I wish I were a swan." Every morning Pavo watched the swans glide gracefully across Silver Lake. Their white feathers looked soft like clouds, and their long necks curved like perfect bows. The swans never seemed to worry about anything. They simply floated, calm and elegant. "How lucky they are," Pavo thought sadly. "They look so peaceful. I want to be like them." One breezy afternoon, Pavo finally gathered the courage to approach the swans. He walked slowly toward the lake, his feathers rustling behind him. The swans looked up as he stepped onto the shore. "Hello," Pavo said, trying to keep his voice steady. "My name is Pavo. I wish to be a swan." The swans blinked in surprise. "A swan," said Selene, the kind leader of the swan flock. "But why, dear peacock? You are already one of the most beautiful birds in the forest." Pavo lowered his head. "Beauty isn't everything. You swans are graceful, elegant, light. I feel clumsy and loud. My colors make me stand out too much. I want to be simple and calm like all of you." Selene nodded gently. "We swans admire your colors, Pavo, but if you truly wish to experience our life, we won't stop you. You may join us for the day." Pavo's heart fluttered with excitement. He stepped into the cool water, expecting to feel the same calmness the swans always seemed to enjoy. But instead, splash! His long, heavy feathers dragged through the water, soaking up more and more until he felt twice as heavy as before. He tried to glide the way the swans did, but every movement sent water sloshing around him. The young cygnets giggled softly. "He's trying his best," whispered one. Pavo forced a smile, though his legs were already tired. Eventually, Selene guided him back to the shore. "It's okay, Pavo," she said gently. "Swimming gracefully comes naturally to us, but not to you. You are made for something different." Still determined, Pavo tried again the next day and the next, but each time he struggled. His feathers were too bright, too long, too heavy, too different. One morning, after nearly sinking himself from exhaustion, Pavo sat by the lake with a defeated sigh. "I will never be a swan," he whispered sadly. Just then, a small chirping sound came from the bushes. A tiny sparrow hopped out, her wing clearly hurt. "Please, I can't fly home," she whimpered. Without thinking, Pavo stood up. "Climb onto my tail feathers," he said gently. The sparrow hesitated. "But they're so bright." Pavo smiled weakly. "I know." When the sparrow settled into his feathers, Pavo lifted his tail carefully, creating a soft, colorful cradle. His feathers fanned out like a shimmering platform, protecting the little bird from the cold wind as he slowly walked her across the forest. Along the way, butterflies landed on his feathers, admiring the colors. Deer paused mid-walk to smile at him. Even the old tortoise lifted his head in awe. "You look like a moving rainbow," the tortoise exclaimed. Pavo felt a flutter of pride, but he quickly pushed it away. This wasn't about being admired. This was about helping someone who needed him. When they reached the sparrow's tree, her family chirped loudly with relief. "Thank you. You saved our little one," her mother cried. Pavo bowed shyly. "I'm glad I could help." As he turned to leave, the sparrow called out, "Pavo, your feathers. They made me feel safe. They're amazing." Pavo blinked. Really, she chirped. "There is no one else in the forest who could have helped me like you did. Only you." Pavo walked slowly back to the lake, his heart heavy with emotion. When he reached the water's edge, he saw Silene waiting for him. "Did you enjoy your day?" she asked with a gentle smile. "I learned something today," Pavo said softly. "I may never glide gracefully over water like you, but I have gifts too. Gifts only a peacock has." Silene nodded. "Every creature has its own beauty and purpose. We swans shine in the water. You shine on the land. And today you shone as a hero." Pavo looked at his reflection again. This time, he didn't see heavy feathers or bright colors that made him feel out of place. He saw a bird with a kind heart, a strong spirit, and a beauty that belonged only to him.